Hello, this distance education lesson will be on IBM SPSS. I remember the first time I read a journal article and was amazed at all the statistical functions in it. The D's, the means, the n's, the eta squareds, the t's, the p's. I was thoroughly confused and I thought, man, there must be a lot of formulas for figuring out this data. Then when I took my first research class and learned about IBM SPSS, I realized there was an easy way to come up with this. In this distance learning lesson, we're going to learn how to navigate the menu in SPSS, how to enter data, and how to run a certain test. When IBM SPSS is initially opened, you will notice the screen similar to this. Across the top of the menus, you will see File, Edit, View, Data, Transform, Analyze, Direct Marketing, Graphs, Utilities, Add-ons, Window, and Help. The first choice, File, is very similar to most Windows programs. When you click it, it'll drop down, and it's just for working with different data sets or files that you can open or close or save. Edit will look familiar as most Windows programs with undo, cut, copy, paste. View will let you adjust your toolbars, which ones you see, similar to most programs. The data menu will let you work with variables and their values and how to work with them. The transform menu, there will be times when a variable value needs to be transformed or converted to another form, another value, and that's what this menu comes in handy for. The Analyze menu is probably which one you'll use the most. There's many options on this menu for how you want to display your data, tables, reports, and so forth. The Graphs menu will let you see what your numbers look like when you put them in the graphs, so you can create charts for your reports and so forth. The utilities menus will show you information about your variables and files and how you can define them and sets of variables. Add-ons is probably just a catch-all where things that really don't fit anywhere else fall into. The window screen and the help menu are what you expect from most Windows programs. Help is how to define help, and the window menu where how you display it on your screen. Depending on what functions or what test you're running is going to depend on which one of these menus that we find to use. There's several ways to enter data into SPSS for analysis. The first way is just to enter it manually. Click the View menu item, select Variables, and then you'll notice the window changes slightly. In order to add your variables, it's just like we're kind of working in a spreadsheet. If you've ever used Excel or any other spreadsheet, just click in the 1 cell there. Just give your variable a name. For this lesson, we're going to suppose that we administered a test and we're just recording test grades, so we can later work with the data. So for this, we're just simply going to put the first variable would just be ID. We could put the type, or we could put the type as just numeric. It automatically fills it in. We'll leave it at that. The second variable we're going to have, we'll record the sex of the student, whether male or female, so we'll call it sex. Numeric type, we'll just leave it as it is. And for the next, we'll record the test score. So we'll just call it just simply score or test score. And once again, it'll be numeric. Now these are easy to work with. We could change it to different types if we wanted. Numeric, data, dollar, whatever you want to change it to. We're just going to leave them at numeric. So we're going to input all of our variables from our results of our survey or whatever, and then we'll just simply save the file. Hit the save button. Save it to wherever you'd like to save it at so you can easily retrieve it later, and just push the save button. So that's how you set up your variables and start to input your data. In this lesson, we're going to run some descriptive statistics for qualitative variables. And to speed up the data entry a little, this time I'm going to go ahead and open up a data set that's already created. In order to do that, you would go to the File on the menu, choose Open, it'll drop down, and choose Data. And for this one, I just called it Z data set. For this particular, I'm going to change the view on this so we can actually see the data. For this particular data set, it's high school GPAs and college GPAs for students based on gender. So what we're going to do is just run some simple descriptive statistics off of this. In order to do that, the first thing we want to do is click on Analyze, Descriptive Statistics, then click Explore. You'll see our variables, our three variables, high school GPA, college GPA, and gender on the left side. So what we're going to want to do here is hold down the Control key, click high school and college GPA, and that will select them both for us. Then click the right arrow to put them over into the dependents list. In display box, we're going to click Statistics. For this here, what we need to do is, after we click the Statistics button, we'll see the Explore Statistics dialog box pop up, which it did. Then we're going to make sure that Descriptives is selected, which it is. And then we're just going to hit Continue. Next, we're going to hit OK. And what we're going to see is our output is displayed to us in a report. And what it does show, like at the top up here, you can see that the high school GPA scores, N was 90. All of them was valid, all 100%. Same as the college GPA scores. Our test size here was 90. There was none missing. And down at the bottom under descriptives, you can see where it tells us for each one. We'll just focus on the high school GPAs. It shows you the mean, the confidence levels, the median, standard deviation. It gives you all the standard statistics for these. And you can also see the same thing if you keep going down. It just breaks down a little bit more for you. So when you read these journal articles and you hear these numbers and these data and how they got it, and you wonder how long it took to compute it, you can just see very simply, once you get your survey data and you collect it, it's just a matter of bringing in SPSS and run a few tests and find out what you want. After reviewing this distance education lesson, you should be able to navigate the menu, enter data, and run a simple descriptive statistics test using SPSS.